What is one feature of Busy that you would just jump up and down on the table and say, more of you guys need to use this? It's incredibly impactful, but very few people are using it.
Yeah, to me, so, and again, you'll forgive me, I'm an analytical nerd. It is literally tagging your time to the project,
Hmm.
you know, just making sure that they're job costing it. There's cooler, funner features like that I would jump up and down and be excited about, like, the collecting photos, progress photos, taking photos of what you're doing and putting it into Busy where it tags it according to the job and the project and the task you're working on, and it allows you to come back in and separate them later. That's a fun, fantastic feature. But honestly, getting that daily job costing in to me is the most important by far that I would jump up and down. In my opinion, if you don't get that, how are you going to manage a successful business? You've got to have that to manage a successful business.
Yeah, I would agree. And then as far as job site photos would go, I would say that is one that when you need that information,
Yep,
if you don't have it, it's priceless. And
that's right.
when you do, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'll give you an example. I have a client who is dealing with litigation right now. And I asked him, if you could do something different, what would you do differently? He said, I would take more pictures. I would have daily logs, because
Yep.
being able to recreate what was happening every day. This is to be
Yeah.
able to take pictures and show this is the job site condition. This is the weather. This is what was going on. This is the equipment that was on the site. Pictures are worth more than 1,000 words. And yeah, I couldn't agree more.
We have a customer that literally did what you're talking about and saved $100,000 because they were taking job site photos, and they were able to win a litigation case that was going to cost them 100,000. But as you bring that up, I focus, I focus on the analytics, but Busy does exactly what you just said. We do the daily reports. It does log the job. It logs the weather. It collects all the data that you're collecting. So when you have your photos and your notes of what's going on and the time and all the crew members that are on the job site and their safety sign off and all that, Busy will consolidate that for you into a daily log,
Mm,
and we do it automatic. So it really is a nice, easy, clean system for collecting all your data from the field and send it to the office.
yeah, I think another hidden benefit is when it comes to your workers' comp,
Yep.
because if you have a workers' comp audit and you don't have good data, then they'll automatically default to the highest risk classification. But if you have a good time tracking system and you have your classification codes set up properly, you're going to pay the right amount. And so having this is, again, just like having pictures of a job site is priceless. Having good documentation of every hour, time stamped, is something you can't recreate during, or maybe you can, but it would be incredibly difficult to recreate during an audit of your workers' comp policy.
Yep, it does. It helps you in your audits for sure. It helps you in workers' comp claims. If you have someone that's saying they got injured on the job site, you've got a record of them signing off that they were not injured every day. It helps you with Department of Labor. When you have um, Department of Labor issues, you can go in and show that your employees signed off for their time every day. It's basically systematizing that portion of your business.
Yeah. And here's what I would tell those of you listening. If you're currently using paper and you don't have some sort of a digital process for tracking hourly employees, you're at risk. You're losing a lot of money on the table. And what you're doing really shouldn't even be an option. It's sort of like if you didn't have an accounting system, that's not an option. Unfortunately, some people try to run a business without an accounting system, without using QuickBooks or something. They try to do it out of a checkbook. But that should not be an option. And if you have hourly employees and you don't have a digital time tracking system, you should get one immediately, because what you're doing is you're at risk, lots of risk, and unnecessarily. So let's talk about the future. Tell us about the future vision of Busy. Where are you going? What problems do you want to solve? What's your vision for the company?
All right, Busy's vision, to change the world, you might say, is we've done all the market study and we did this in the genesis of Busybusy. Why do we even do this? Okay. The statistics that are out there, and they're still consistent today, and I'm sure you're familiar with them, is about 70% of construction companies fail within 7 years. So 100 people go into business this year, 7 years from now, only 30 of them survive. And you get into the why behind that. And, we've done a lot of that research. You dig down and get into the why. And we kind of touched on this earlier, but you can't find almost a single failure from someone who just didn't understand their trade skill. In other words, people don't fail because they don't know how to lay brick, or they don't know how to do excavation or plumbing or whatever. It's almost entirely failure through a lack of information to make profitable and productive decisions. Okay, that's what they fail from. Insufficient information to make good decisions. And so Busybusy is focused on that information, and we're focused on the mobile data and the mobile job site. So today we're collecting all the data of what happened on your job site, the resources that you've used to get certain things done. The other thing we're doing, and we've released the beginning of these products, is production tracking, so that you can track the progress of what you're accomplishing every day. And really what we're aiming towards is that job site profit and loss on a daily basis, that every single day you can see, okay, here's what my crew accomplished and here's what it cost, and just be able to look at it every day. And our goal is that you can look at your job site, kind of like you look at your stocks. Every day you can see if they're up or if they're down, if they're winning, they're losing. And the big deal here is, and you can do that today with Busybusy. You just have to put more effort in. We're trying to get it to the point that it's almost effortless, that you can see it and see what's happening. But as you know, Todd, because you've worked on these massive projects, if you don't know daily, weekly, monthly what's happening, especially when you're on a project that's, let's say, a 6-month job or even longer, it's like being on an airplane or a ship. You might be off only 1 degree in the beginning, but when you get to your destination, you're clear off. And so you can lose a ton of money. But if you can give this daily, weekly, monthly job site progress, so people can see whether they're winning or losing on a regular basis, it allows time for someone to come in and react and act and say, oh, things aren't going well, I need to make a change on my job site. Today that happens, but it usually only happens if things are really bad to the point that they're real obvious. And what we want to do is make it just clear every single day what's happening in your business.
Yeah, I like that. Making small corrections, looking at milestones, seeing where you're at, instead of, oh, wow, we have 2 weeks to finish this project and there's no way we can cram enough people on this job site to get it done in a month.
Yep.
We're screwed.